Hey guys, Ryan here with Accelerate Marketing, and I am the owner, president of Accelerate Marketing. We've been around for 15 years, and in the digital marketing space, we've been helping businesses, local and medium-sized businesses, franchises as well, grow and by creating a consistent stream of pre-qualified, pre-sold leads for them by optimizing two main types of ads. One is Google local service ads and Google business profile, which are the top two sections in Google for anybody looking for a local business. And today, I'm having these live videos. I do these every Monday and Wednesday at 2 Eastern time in order to help businesses generate. In order to help businesses generate an additional $100,000 or more a month through the optimization of those two strategies, those two campaign types. One is free. You don't have to pay Google for the leads. The other one, you pay for the actual to show up at the top, so you can get there very quickly. S, what's going on? What's up, brother?
Happy New Year, bro.
Happy New Year's. Yeah, glad to have you on, man. So for you guys that don't know, what most of you probably do by now, because we've been doing this for almost a month and a half, almost 2 months. Yeah, Happy New Year. So S is he's a colleague and also a business partner of mine in the artificial intelligence space. It's great that I didn't know if I was going to have this today. I didn't know if people would be on. We got 3 people on. I'm supposed to
That's
actually
cool.
have another friend of mine on, Nick, who I was going to set up a coaching agent for him, and who better to have on than you? It'd be
Mhm.
perfect. Nick, if you're watching, please jump in. I was kind of, he said he's not feeling the greatest, but I said, hey, if this would be a perfect opportunity, because he wants to create like a coaching AI, an AI coaching platform. And with that, I'll let you introduce yourself, because I think it's a perfect segue.
Yeah, hey everyone. I'm S. I'm the founder of Messages Improved, which is a platform that you can build your own, or businesses can go in and build their own AI agent. And my background, I've been doing AI and messaging for 8 years, and really more on the personal side up until maybe like 2 years ago. Um, and I've had my um, kind of run-ins with using AI for coaching. Um, because it actually makes a lot of sense, right? If you think about what AI does now, um, it's communication, right? And coaches, your product is a conversation, is a one-on-one conversation,
Yep.
and it's almost one and the same. So my run-ins with coaching was we developed something for a large real estate coach that said, hey, if I have 20 years of conversations of coaching calls, could you in theory take all my conversations and then create an AI version of me that somebody could, instead of paying me a couple of $1,000s for one-on-ones once a month, right? Like they can be laying in bed chatting with me, and the AI doesn't, to the extent that like it really learns to be like me. It's great, and we can make a product offering out of it because like there's a lot of self-starter students that say, hey, look, I might have a question, a technical question for you, right? But it doesn't really need your personal attention. And if I can access that, your knowledge base in a way, like that's actually preferable, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it actually allows him to infinitely scale himself and then get into, what's an infinitely scalable business, because the one thing that coaches can't do is have infinite clients, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was interesting. You can share your story on that, because I know
Mhm.
it didn't, the first time that you did an enterprise level deployment for a very large, real estate coaching firm company, it didn't
Mhm.
go necessarily the way that was intended in the beginning, and you learned a
Mhm.
lot from it. That's why it's important to climb the mountain, if you will, with somebody that has already been down the path, that can foresee some of these challenges, that and then and avoid them. And so we got somebody that wants to
Mhm.
join. It was Juvalu. Yeah, she's from LinkedIn. I did post a link there, so if you want to join, we'd love to have you on. All you got to do is just click the link that I posted on all the different platforms. We're live on at least 4 or 5 platforms: YouTube, X, Instagram, Facebook. Yeah, so join us if you want, or just post questions or comments if you want below as well. Yeah, and like I said, so S is really he's got a lot of experience implementing AI for specifically for business for coaches as well. Which and it goes. What's interesting, I always love pointing this out, that the reason why I found S was because his it was Text May, which is his coaching platform, the one he was talking about, that's where anybody can go and create their own AI agent. I typed in messaging AI, and I found his AI platform that he was originally for coaches. Wasn't that really like a coaching AI?
Well, it was more for the consumer. It was just an AI that sits on top of your conversations, can kind of give you insights. And we had a mobile app that was basically your default text
Mm.
messaging app. So
Yep.
you can imagine if there's an AI that sat on there and kind of gave you insights, like
Yeah.
how valuable people would find that. But really on the generative AI piece, which is what we're talking about
Mhm.
now, building AI agents for businesses, right? It's a slightly different AI technology, and we
Yeah.
we waited around for a really long time for generative AI to come out, and
Yeah.
it did. And so one of my very first products was like our coach did a lot of relationship coaching,
Yeah.
um, or that was a kind of our original offering was like, okay, well, if we sit on top of your communications, we could um, give you some tidbits on what the AI picks up, but also coach you on how to better communicate with the other person, right?
Mhm.
So our very first generative AI product, which is the AI can actually write content, was a relationship coach.
Yeah.
So if you even Google chat with a life coach
Yeah.
there.
That's what I was looking for. So if I type in messaging AI, this is how I found S originally, because we had our voice AI going great, but the messaging AI was not really that was not really that good. So I was
Mhm,
looking for a messaging AI expert, and that's
mhm,
where I found his right here at the top. And of course, the reason why he's showing up at the top, and this is what I like showing, is
mhm,
because he's using AI to actually have a conversation with people, which is what happened with me. I ended up staying on his website for almost 10 minutes, having a conversation and scheduling an appointment eventually, and getting all my questions answered by an AI agent right here.
mhm,
And this is what is available for any business owner. So my promise to you guys is that you can make an extra $100,000 a year this year, for your business. Very simply, if you just implement, I'm telling you, if you do two things, if you just implement an AI agent on your website, and we were just talking to Matt Dolman. I'll say Matt's okay with Matt. Like
mhm,
I'll use we're talking to Matt, and this is pretty standard in the industry. You know, this is how prevalent using, and Matt's really ahead of the curve. But
mhm.
his AI, his messaging here is not artificial intelligence. It's not an LLM. It's not. It can't think on its own. I hope you. So if you guys can see, like, I can evaluate your case instantly. But really, can it? You know.
Yep.
No?
And I would point out, on chatbots like this is a little more advanced than what you usually get, right?
Yeah.
What you usually get is like that. Basically, it's an FAQ bot, right? It's a
Yeah.
decision tree that's like
Yeah.
yes or no, pick the right pill. And
Yeah.
and he went a little farther with this, which is almost like, hey, there's almost like certain profiles you would have, right?
Yeah.
And just select down that decision tree.
But notice the difference. This is a decision tree. It basically,
Mhm,
here's the difference. If somebody deviates from yes or no,
mhm.
it derails. It goes off the rails. If you don't follow the path, here I can have a full conversation. You know
Uh, you can ask
what?
about price. What can you do?
Yeah. You know. I mean, this is any direction you want to go. That's the difference. This
Yep.
is a real conversation. Like this is as close to having a conversation with a human being. Now, the reason why people stay on the site is because, and by the way, here's the $100,000 minimum difference. Think about the amount of people that are going to have, that are going to fill this out and go down this path versus somebody that's going to have every specific question that they have answered. Spend the time on site that's necessary to get this site ranking higher so that you get more traffic. So it's like a flywheel. People use the agent, they get their answers, they get their questions answered, they schedule an appointment. They're much more likely to book an appointment, by the way, after an engagement with this versus something like, like this. And
Yep.
so this is really so that's that alone right there. If you just did that, if you just implemented an AI agent, like an LLM, like a true AI agent that is as smart as a human. I mean, it's AGI basically. And you start thinking about how you can also deploy the same technology in other parts of your business. Like if you're using Google local service ads, just sticking with the promise today of figuring out how we can get you another $100,000 a month. If you just do the same thing and deploy the same AI agent, because it's not just on your website, the same AI agent that is right here responding has full context and can take the conversation from here over to a cell phone and to a text. Same agent, all the same agent. That's the difference. This agent is completely cut off. It's like on an island. It's all by itself. These guys, this agent has complete context of past conversations, which, by the way, that's how we're building ours. So one of the things that we're building into ours is complete context of because one of the things that we're able to do with ours is we can actually, you can have a conversation here. It's all the conversations are kept in the back office of our AI agent interface here, and you can jump in and you can take over the conversation if you want. But what's really cool is that if somebody does come in here from the team and take over the conversation, the AI agent will see what's been said so that they don't repeat. That's one thing that we're starting to see now, is now that we've had we solve one problem, they're like, okay, well, we want it even better, now
and,
we yeah.
and by the way, that's why I think there's so much demand. Like you take the Dolman one, for example, right?
Yeah.
And there's third-party providers for this. What is it, like, Intercom, one of the big ones, like all those things that created chat widgets, right? And these companies are sitting in a place where if guys like you and me go into these businesses and say, hey, look, whatever software you use, right, we're going to work with you to build out a solution for you, right, so that you don't have to think about the tech. That is very different from the offering that's the off the shelf that people have gotten used to, right? Which is the, hey, here's a chat widget, here's, you can kind of create these flows, which people never do anyways, right? I don't care how technical you are, but like something changes and dear God, like you have to go, mess with the recipe, right? And people will not do that. And I think what's really interesting is, like, Ryan and like Ryan's company, my company, like we have clients where we're like, okay, whatever CRM you use, we basically turn your AI into just another employee. So don't even think about it as okay, dear God, I have 4 different systems. They don't interact, all of that. We can help you unsort that, but also think of it as like, if you had an extra employee that happens to be an AI now with its own telephone number that we now put into your CRM as an additional employee, right? Then it's not a technical challenge anymore. It's more a workflow challenge.
Yeah, but it's really simple, guys. Look, we can implement an AI agent to accomplish, just like we're doing for voice. We can launch that into any or every aspect of your business. That's the bottom line. So there are going to be billions of agents. This is from Mark Zuckerberg. These guys are all saying it. There's going to be billions of agents in the next year. Voice conversational agents are just one type of agent. We're just giving the AI a voice, but the AI can go and do research for you. It can create invoices for you. It can do follow-up for you. It can do everything. So what I would do if I were you, if you're not trying to figure out how you can implement AI agents in your business in 2025, I'm telling you, you're going to be left behind in 2026 or 2027 for sure. Okay. So if I were you, whether it's with us or anybody else, mark my words, the first day of 2025, I'm telling you that if, like, as a local business owner, yes, generating leads from Google local service ads and Google business profile is great. If you really want to stay ahead of the curve, the key is to stay ahead of the wave that's coming. There's a million, potentially a billion agents that are, imagine them sitting on an island. They've all been taught and trained. They're all learning. They're in the incubation phase. They are ready to go and be deployed to businesses. So they're coming. So just the question is are you going to welcome these agents into your business to do the things that you currently do on a daily basis? And so previously there used to be what's called software as a service to get things done in your business. Now it's agents as a service. It's not just software, because software is what used to get things done now. What get things done is smart agents that are better than software because it can think on its own. So it's autonomous. Okay. So this is why that's why I'm saying automate $100,000 a month. It was very strategic. Like, I'm trying to help you guys automate your business so that you don't have to have 100 people in your business. You don't have to have, I mean, it's happening right now. There are single person companies being created right now that are multi-million dollars in value. Okay. So, yeah.
I mean, I would say, you know, to everybody watching, we are that.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
my bots are talking to people right now. They're having counseling sessions right now. Right.
Mhm.
We have one bot that talks to over 100 people a day. Right.
Yeah.
So right now it's dishing out counseling advice.
Yeah.
Right.
If,
And I
I
get
mean,
to, as a business owner, just at the end of the day, just look through all those conversations.
yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, if a AI agent can counsel people, do you think it can help? I mean, that's the messy stuff. I
Mhm.
mean,
and and
if,
and that's, you know, and that's the coaching piece, which
yeah, I
I
mean,
love that we might have somebody who has kind of, you know, questions, and I can offer what, you know, the limited insight I have on AI that does that.
yeah,
um, and I would say for most businesses, they're still using AI just for like the, okay, some of the, you know, the routine communications that I have, right? Could it do that? Could it do what a lead form does? Collect information, right?
yeah, yep,
And I would say that's almost like first grade level.
yep,
Like the AI, it's capable of PhD level activity, but we could see why you'd want to put it in first grade, right? To do those things first.
yes,
But for coaches, that's almost like that is the human level, right? To like, let me have it replace me.
yeah,
Um, and there's a lot of behavioral stuff that is very interesting, right? Like, how do you keep somebody engaged? What is my kind of value prop as a coach? And I think a lot of it is accountability, right?
yep,
So, um, and you know, this is, I guess this may be a good time to talk about my experience with that big coaching organization.
yep,
Um, that most people don't realize. Like, it's interesting, the political aspect that immediately comes up with every organization. Um, you know, it needed some internal buy-in, and as soon as we had that coach up, you know, this was an organization that hired a couple hundred professional coaches, right? And we told them that, hey, this coach can only get as good as the knowledge that goes into it, right? And we tried to get them to share their knowledge, and that's where it fell apart. Was they go, why am I hiring my replacement, right?
Yeah.
And that's where it was kind of important, in retrospect, to communicate it internally correctly, right? To say, hey, look, this is not the thing that replaces you, because that's what's being talked about in the press.
Right.
I mean, just think about any coaching organization. How many people visit your website, right? And then how many people actually become coaching clients, right?
Yeah.
And you're maybe 1 in 100, right? What about those that 90 to 99 percentile that didn't do it because it was way too expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually didn't want a personal coach. They just needed some information, some guided knowledge, right? For those people, if you had a product that was 1/10 the price of your human coaching, right,
Mm-hmm.
and converted those people, you'd effectively double your revenue,
Yeah.
right?
And unfortunately, that's not the way that they saw it. They
That's
saw
not
it
the way they
as,
saw it, right?
and how did they see it?
They saw it as, we're the premier organization. We charge $3,000 a month for people to have professional coaching like this. And it's worth it to them because it was in real estate, right? So it
Yeah.
was for agents to be like, how do I bring my business from 500,000 a year to $1 million, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so, they could fork over $3,000 a month.
Yeah.
And they perceived it as well, if this AI can do everything I can, I'm not going to share any knowledge,
Right.
and it's a premium product.
Right.
And I think the correct way to do it would have been to say, look, there's some business that we can't get right now because we
Mhm.
don't have the technology to do that, right? And
Right.
and the opportunity for each one of these coaches to have their own version, right, to
Yeah.
now broaden their product offering should have been the communication internally.
Yeah. Well, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, but bottom line is that there's a better way to do it. And I want to bring on. I mean, Tatiana is, she's my wife, and she's a coach. She's a health and fitness coach. And she's a raw vegan, fitness, person on. She does a lot on Instagram, and she's written books, or a book, and so this is something that I'm gonna take her through the process with. I do want to mention to other people that if one thing that S and I do together is we help larger enterprise level deployments happen. That's what we do together. So we've got our own separate AI agents that we set up for, like, S started out with coaches, like working with coaches and people that wanted like a relationship agent. That was, mainly it was messaging. That's where he, started out. I started out on the voice side of things about a year and a half ago, coming up on 2 years almost. And that, because I saw the need that business owners have. And if you look at the Harvard study that I mentioned a lot, that talks about the abysmal percentage of calls that are actually even answered. It's like only 70% of calls are answered on average. And which is, I can't point the finger because it's just like, it is what it is. It's tough as a business owner to get to every single phone call. It's almost impossible. And so this is the reason why I set out to try to solve the problem that I saw that the business owners had. It was the only question that I had when I attended the AI event that I attended, because I wanted to find out the solution to the problem that I had, which is business owners responding to inbound voice calls, and business owners responding to inbound message leads. And Nick Corsolani is right on cue. What's
Hey,
up?
what's up?
What's going on? I
Nothing.
got
I went and jumped in the cold plunge and had to warm up real quick.
He's got his buffalo. I love it. So Nick's a buddy of mine. This is this is S. So S, meet Nick.
How you doing?
So Nick is he's and I don't know, this is probably going to be like primarily for Chris, right? Like to set it up like a coaching aid bot or
Yeah,
agent.
we had the idea of trying to do something like this, and when you brought it up, it kind of was amazing that it just came to fruition.
Yeah.
But we're not even really sure what we want, because I know that we would love to have something on the site where somebody can ask questions,
Yep.
and it would be able to pull from the book. And I mean, just like the Bible, if it's pulling anything on forgiveness or the Holy Spirit, I think that's pretty amazing. And if you can start to train it with, I saw the transcripts,
Yep.
and we have tons of stuff to fill in. I mean, we have hundreds of videos, so I think it'd be really fun to have something that could answer like Chris, or the
Yep.
best of his ability, when he's not available. I think that'd be really cool.
Totally cool. And so what Nick is referencing is number one, he got the entire transcript of the Course of Miracles, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So ACIM is what some people refer to it as. So that's one of the books that they reference. So to be able to just to brain dump that entire book into the agent so that it just assimilates it and can reference it for anybody that wants to chat with it is pretty amazing. Like to literally be able to like go to, I mean, it could have complete reference to it no matter like what page, what paragraph, like it could reference any section of ACIM, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And that would on top of that, what could be done is we could transcribe some of Chris's, like we talked about, and I think you already did some of Chris's
The videos. The
videos.
podcasts or any of the videos.
Yeah, when you upload those, then it's got context of how Chris even does his own thing. So it's got a little bit of a feeling for how Chris does what he does as a coach. So you've got that context with the ACIM knowledge base, and that's what we call this. We're giving it a knowledge base, and we upload it to the knowledge base. And the knowledge base, you refer to that as, again, that's like the pep talk.
The knowledge base is the reading material.
Reading material, right?
The prompt is the pep talk.
Yeah, the prompt is the pep. So there's the prompt, which is the pep talk just before the agent engages with somebody. Mm-hmm. The reading material is the knowledge base. That's what we're uploading to give it like the reading material. Okay, I'm gonna read all this before I have a conversation, so it has reference to it. Mm-hmm. And I mean it's tough for us sometimes to fathom how rapidly it can assimilate all this because we're just thinking in our human minds and not in a computer, and so but that's what's possible, and it can use language, and by the way it can speak. And I loved how you did it the other day. We were doing a demo for an attorney and with Matt Dolman, who we were just showing just a second ago. And Matt deals with all different types of people that want to try to find out if they've got a case, and they speak all different languages. So S is talking to the agent live, and he just goes to Spanish, and then the agent just flips right to Spanish, and then it like, yeah. So what else would you guys like to see? Because what we could do is we could just do it on S's platform. So we could literally just I don't know if you can
I'll share the screen.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, I want to show you something. We actually built a spiritual coach for somebody before. And let me actually show you this. If I put chat with a coach, right? If I Googled it, right? Our life coach is number 2 search result.
I mean, Nick, dude, this should be like blowing your mind right now.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Because
very awesome.
Because this is how I found this is how I found S 6 months ago, because we were having issues with our messaging side of the platform. Where voice was doing great, but messaging I needed an expert. So I typed in messaging AI, and who do you think I found? I found S. Because why? Because he's using this agent on his website, which is so meta, because I was using it to communicate with S, getting all my answers from the agent, spending all this time on the site, which is what caused him to rank higher in the search results, which is what you're seeing right now.
Mm-hmm. Because when somebody's searching for a coach and they go, well, the ultimate product is to have a session with the coach, right? When you find that and you can have the session right then and there, like, you're good, right? So I just went in there, I clicked chat with the coach, right? And I was like, I think I want to quit my job, it's been going nowhere. And I've made the prompt, so that's just asking me questions. And my prompt is having the person think through their problem for them, right? And basically just almost be a confidant, right? So, our site traffic when we first put on an interactive coach like that, within a month, our site traffic went up 10 times.
Yeah.
And this is just a page. It was not a featured product.
Yeah. So Nick, if Chris put this on his website as a place, as something for people to engage with, 24 hours, 7 days a week, you can see all the transcripts, you can see the conversations, you can make it an opt-in, you don't need any opt-ins anymore. If you can give your quote unquote lead magnet away if you want to, for to give something, all of that's combined into the AI agent now. We don't have any click this to get this anymore. Click this to get a quote. Click that. That's all 2024.
I'm an old marketer, man. I haven't done anything new since like 2014. So I'm excited to do something like this, and I don't even know the capabilities of what is possible. So I'm just open,
So this is what you're seeing is what and this is why it's perfect that S is on the call right now, because you're talking with probably one of the only guys that actually has experience with AI, specifically setting them up for coaches over literally the last 8 years. Like this is what he's been doing for 8 years. So it's pretty ironic.
Well, I mean, just to give you a quick shout, like Chris has a pretty successful coaching business. Ryan knows this.
Yeah.
He loves the way his life goes. I don't even know if he really wants to be busier. The thing that he wants to do is to have, what he talks about and ministers about, get to as many people as possible. So I think if we were to ask for what would be the best thing, it would be, how can we capture more people that want to hear the sorts of things he talks about?
What's the business? What's the website?
Well, right now, so we have a podcast. It's called Sermons on the Couch. His website's called ChristopherDesanti.com. He coaches tons of doctors and stuff like that, real estate people
and me,
other corporate people. Yeah. So, he only has so many hours in the day. And we love the life that we have. So I feel like what we really would want would be, how can we capture as many people and just get them to listen to it? We don't even care about making money on it. If I had millions of people, I would put all the money back into the ministry and just have it run. Yep. So I feel like we just want to grow it, and at the same time have an AI assistant that like literally will just help people. Yeah. I'm not trying to quantify it or capture, emails. It'd be nice to have the people. I just want to shove people into just listening to the word of Jesus, man. So I really think the software is awesome. If it can take the entire book and have it be a knowledge base, like you said, and somebody comes on there and they're depressed and they want to, talk to it, or they're just like, oh, let me fuck with it and I just want to see what I can get. And then through messing with it, something awesome happens. There's a miracle. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's kind of where we're at. I don't even know if like we put it on the website, like I guess maybe if he could have a couple more clients. I don't think he'd want like more than 5. You know what I mean? So it's not like that's the thing.
But so that was my point on the, like, he doesn't have capacity for more, right? But that's where having the AI is perfect for it, right?
Yeah.
Like there's sometimes somebody might just want to, they're lying in bed and they're like, man, like I'm feeling like crap today. I just want to talk to somebody, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be somebody or something, and that thing, if it could have all the knowledge of the human, right?
Yep.
It's actually better for that person, because then they don't feel like they're bothering somebody, right? Like they're taking up somebody else's time.
It's completely 24/7.
Yeah. No, it's awesome. I think it's great. I do. I think it's really cool.
So I would like to give it, we got to somehow get the ACIM knowledge, like the PDF. If you can send that to S, maybe you can email that to S.
Sure. I can send that over.
If you can send it maybe like right now, because he's creating a bot for you right now. This bot's going to be done before we get off this call.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Now there's pressure. Hold on. Let me see. Where did I find it? I sent it to you.
Yeah, you did. So, but S, I'll private message you the S's email. while
Cool.
S is still creating the agent for you there.
So,
Got it.
so I'm just gonna. So I went into our platform,
Yep.
you know, messagesimprove.com, created an account. I have an account, and I'm just hitting a button and starting the first bot. So we can name it whatever we want. Chris Santi AI coach. We have a bunch of pre-filled functions for prompts, right? But I just did the coach one, and this is just to pre-fill something because a lot of people have never done prompt engineering, so they don't really know what to say in it, right? So this is almost just a little bit of a template, and you could, we can kind of think on our feet here, right? You coach me through life and spirit, maybe like life and spiritual questions I have, right? I have the denomination that, like, the teachings that we want to put forth are more Christian in nature, right?
Yep.
Well,
and I can work with Chris and like literally get how he would break that down. Like if somebody came to him, this is what he would say first. They said this. Like I could have that whole tree done of what that would look like.
Here's what would be great is just getting a transcript of one of those conversations that he's already had.
Yeah.
That's it.
I think he might have some like the Zoom ones. I gotta see if he has access to those.
All we need is like two to three of them. That's it.
Well, maybe me and him can have a conversation, and then I just record it, and then have a transcript of it, and it would just be like, this is me coming. If I was a random guy, bringing up some stuff that's coming up, and then have him just like shoot it back, and then I can get you that transcript.
Yeah, that'd be great. And then what if you? I don't know if you had a chance to email because I would really like to get.
Sorry, I do that. It turns off the camera. 1 second.
Okay, because I really want to get that entire ACIM uploaded so that we can literally have a conversation with it and ask questions about ACIM.
But
wait, hold on. The email for him didn't come through.
Oh,
either of the messages.
Wait, s@textmay.
It didn't come through. Yeah, just if you send it one more time, I'll copy and paste it.
Okay. So, where do you want me to send it?
Either one of our texts.
Yeah, Tiffany, thank you. Yeah. Your text. Okay, so here I'll to you right now. Yeah. So Tiffany, thanks. Yeah, great having you here, Tiffany. Yeah, thanks. This is glad you're enjoying it. Okay, so S.
So here's something that is worth you guys thinking about.
Yeah.
Because ASIM is already so on the internet.
Yeah.
In theory, we actually don't even need the file. This is already within the bot's knowledge.
Yeah.
So it can pull it because it's already a PDF all over the internet?
Yeah, because it's great. When it trained, it basically read everything on the internet. So all we're doing is just guiding it to something that's already read before.
Yeah.
Then I right now, right?
Well, so if you can send it, I think if you can send it, it would be good just to have it. Yeah.
So I only kind of bring that up because like it's like when you ask ChatGPT to write a speech in the tone of Barack Obama, right?
Yeah.
Or sound like Donald Trump. It's because there's been so many examples of this that it can almost like it's like a person, right? Put on a Donald Trump impression, right? It knows how to do that because it's seen that a million times.
Yeah.
So with ASIM, right? Like there's a chance that it already has a concept of it. And it's always better if you have the file itself, right? Because then we could say, answer questions based on the information you have, right? Answer questions based on the information you have.
All right.
And we can upload that.
Okay.
But here's a kind of a basic one. There's some things like, and this was I learned over the years, was just like, as opposed to just pushing out knowledge, you're really trying to understand. So ask questions, right? And I've said half of you acts as a thought partner, helping me explore perspectives I might not have considered. And the other half is just an accountability partner. So that's almost like if you told a person or a coach that, like, this is the script, this is the actor you're playing, right?
Yeah.
You can have a sense of how they should behave. And so I'm just going to go create it now, right? And we can just start chatting with
I want you to send this to Chris. I want you to like give this to Chris. You can text it to him. So you're gonna have 3 ways to interact with this, Nick. So there's gonna be one is gonna be voice, Another one's going to be texting, so people could text it, and then there's also going to be a chat widget as well. Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, so there's 3 ways that people can engage with it, and you can even use it to respond to, in your person, in Chris's, personality, to emails or anything else. It can respond to in Facebook, on Facebook Messenger. You can attach it to WhatsApp. You can attach it to anywhere that you can communicate. You can connect your AI agent. Just so you know.
Yep. So
Yeah.
I'm showing you the web interface, right? But we can attach this thing to a telephone number, and then whatever it texts here or says here, it would either verbally say it when you call it or text it.
Can we call? Do you want to call it? Let's just call it so we can demo it.
Yeah. So let me attach it to a telephone number. So what area? What area code should I
We're
pick?
561.
What's that?
We are 561.
561. Let me see if there's any. No.
There should be. And
yep. So here's a couple of them.
So now what we're doing, Nick, is we're just connecting it to a phone number, the AI agent. So we've created the agent now. We can upload the knowledge base. This is what people need to understand, is that we can upload the knowledge base to give it that reading material just before it communicates with somebody, so that it reads up, it gets read into like what its assignment is or what it needs to know. And the prompt is like S said, it's like the pep talks. Like, we're like, okay, this is what you got to know. This is what you need, how you need to communicate. So those are the 2 things. And then there's a final reinforcement learning that you can do through S's platform that I have a little bit of AI envy, I got a little AI envy on him, because he's got what's called basically like a RAG system, they call it. So it regenerative, what's it stand for?
It's retrieval augmented generation. So let's just say you ask them something on like how do you think about being faithful to a partner, right? And like, if you think of it as a human, you're like, well, I need to reference something where this is written about in the Bible or in my coaching materials, right? And what RAG does is someone does like a Google search on your, like, you can give it millions of documents, right? And it almost performs Google on that, takes like the top 10 results, right? And from that context, be able to generate an answer from what it retrieved. It's almost like it's knowledge base, it's brain, it's memory.
Yeah.
Right?
So it's going out there and going, okay, where do I have any reference to this? It pulls in all the references, and it identifies all of it, and basically like spits out an answer from it. So that's retrieval augmented generative.
Generation. So it's like.
So, but I don't want to get. But I know here's the, just to keep it simple. Okay. Thumbs up, thumbs down. That's all you got to know. Forget rags. It's just thumbs up, fucking thumbs up, thumbs down.
You're like, what it just said. I don't really like it, right? Like, I don't like how you phrased it, but let me just change that. So in a way, it's almost like a human. If you listen to their conversation, you're like, hey, 9 of those 10 things you said, great. That one thing, I would have phrased it this way. This is your opportunity to do that. And do it in a way so that the next time it speaks, right, and something similar comes up, it goes, oh yeah, I remembered that feedback that I got.
Okay. So here's the bottom line, Nick. So this is how you make the fine tuning. This is like fine tuning it. Okay. So you've got the pep talk, you've got the you've got the reading material with the knowledge base, and this is kind of like what they call fine tuning. So if it derails on one way that it answers, or one response, you go into that response and you give it a thumbs down and you correct it, and then next time it'll make it different.
Okay.
And then
I have a question though. I have a question, and I don't mean to like throw a curveball at you, but Ryan, I'm thinking about like Blackleg Gold, the other company that we have. So would this chat agent, could like we have them call like stores?
Of course.
I mean, I don't know. I'm asking you. So
you can have it make outbound phone calls. You can.
This is a totally different company. I'm sorry to like throw this at you, but like it's starting to like it's just making me think like, holy shit, like this could actually support us with something that makes us a lot more money. You know what I mean? That like could actually support us with doing things that, you know, we just don't have time for.
Well,
Um,
and then also just on like to answer questions, like customer support.
yeah, no, that would be awesome too, to have that on the website about our products. This is another conversation. So I think honestly, it might be a really cool thing to have, to support, because we're, you know, ramping up and expanding the amount of production that we're doing for Black Plague. But I want to do this for this too. You know what I mean? Because you know, this is one of the
I mean, the
ideas.
beauty of this is once I show you how to do this, right? Like you can kind of start doing it yourself.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So so now I think the key is to show the end result. We've got to call it, we've got to text it, we've got to show the chat agent and demo it.
Okay, so everybody on the call could be doing this.
Yep.
All right.
Hi, what would you like me to coach you through today?
Yeah, I'm just going through some stuff in my life, and you know, like I'm religious, and I would just like to chat with somebody about it.
Of course, I'm here for you. What's been on your mind lately?
You know, I've been married for a couple of years, and I think I want to like move on and grow in my life.
It's natural to seek growth and change in life. Have you thought about what kind of growth or changes you're looking for, either in your marriage or personally?
I mean, I think I just want to separate, and because I'm a religious person, I'm not, you know, I don't know how to think about this. Like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
It's understandable to feel conflicted, especially when your beliefs are important to you. A Course in Miracles teaches that our purpose is to learn love and forgiveness. Consider exploring what would be the most loving choice for everyone involved, including yourself.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on how to approach this with love and understanding?
I'm not sure. Pero puede hablar en español?
Claro, puedo hablar en español.
Yeah.
¿Es más cómodo conversando en español?
Y en francés?
Oui, je peux aussi parler en français.
Wow,
Préfères-tu
that's cool.
continuer en français?
Really cool.
No, you can go back to English now. Yeah, I was just testing this out.
That's
Yeah.
totally fine. I'm here to help however you need. Whenever you're ready, we can continue discussing your thoughts and feelings about your marriage and the path forward.
All right. I mean,
That's really cool.
we created that, and you know, we were explaining as we go. That was like 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's really
And dude, it doesn't even have a knowledge. I mean, it's barely got a knowledge base of one of his, you know, like the way he does things, you know?
Ryan, are you selling these to treatment centers and stuff?
No, we are, yeah. I mean, we're looking for partners. But what S and I do is we are looking at larger enterprise level deployments where we can go in. Like we've both got our own agents that do this for smaller businesses.
Yeah,
But what we're looking to do is to deploy large scale agents to really like take over all aspects of businesses and really, yeah.
That's awesome. No, that's really cool. I used to do biz dev for Newsmax and stuff. So as I'm sitting here, I'm just like connecting dots and thinking about other stuff. This is a really cool platform. I have some people that I would like to send your way that do some pretty big stuff in like the treatment center stuff. So I feel like you could make something like this that, you know, is the 12 steps in the big book and stuff like that. I think would be huge, man. I mean, you think about how many salespeople they have in the offices and that they pay, and I don't know how good they are. You know what I mean? I think it'd be huge for you guys. But I'm going to think about this because I know a ton of people that would be able to use something like this too.
Well, I'd love to get Chris's feedback as well, because I think, I mean, so what S will do is, and I'll do is I'll text you over the phone number. And by the way, anybody, if you can post it, S, I don't know if I'd really like.
Yeah, you guys can all be texting and calling this number now.
Yeah, so we've got 11 people on right now, and anybody that's watching can go and what's the number so I can post it?
Yep. It is 561 269 5911.
5911. That's cool.
So you can text that number.
So if I eventually make a Sermons on the Couch website, I haven't yet. can I put this on there too, or would it be only on one of the sites?
No, yeah, you can put it in there. So I'll add you as a user. But this, what I'm highlighting right here, that's all the code you need to pop it on your website. You just copy and paste that.
Okay. Can I copy and paste that in this thing right now? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Can you send it to, can I?
Yeah. You're in here.
Hold on,
All
let's
right.
see.
But what's your email? So you can get
It's sermonsonthecouch@gmail.com. SERMONS.
And I've also got a link here. Thank you for texting that or private messaging that. I'm going to send this to the group as well. I'm going to put this as a comment, so anybody can go and chat with it as well. Nick, so I don't know if you saw the number, but there's also a link there that I put in. That's a link to the actual chat agent. So it's the actual like chat interface. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not in the app. I'm just like connected through Safari, I think. So I don't have the ability to click on that yet. So I'm gonna have to download the app and then get over that.
Well, yes, there's a link. You should be able on your phone even. I can text it to you. Yeah.
What's your last name, Nick?
Corsalini, CORSALINI.
Okay. So now this will have emailed you
Sweet.
an invite, and you can basically sign up, create an account with the same email, and then you can have access to this bot and then change it however you want.
Thank you, man. This is awesome. I really appreciate this, Ryan. Thanks,
Yeah,
man.
Told you it'd be good.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I actually have somebody that's like building a treatment center in Costa Rica. When you started speaking Spanish, I was like, holy shit, this is what you wanted, was to have something that can like help people in like really poor areas in Costa Rica. So this is kind of cool too.
We've got it, and we just put one together for less than 10 minutes.
I know, it's amazing. It's really cool. Future's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's awesome. Thanks a lot. I appreciate this, guys.
All right.
Sorry I'm low energy because of, I didn't sleep well last night, but I appreciate it.
No, we figured we'd be batting 50-50. It's after New Year's Eve. So
yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Ryan. Thanks, us. And I will log in and start tinkering with it, and expect some emails or texts from me regarding people that I'm going to refer to you guys, because I think you can help them.
Yeah.
And they work for like big rooms, you know what I mean? So might be threatening, but it's going to happen. So,
well, I mean, like that's why, I really like what S's experience, because he's like, it's amazing. He can tell you stories about how his agents have helped people over the years. I mean, so if S didn't have the experience, then I wouldn't believe it myself. Like if he hadn't, shown me some of the, and even just demonstrated that just having, because I've heard like that he's told me these anecdotal stories, but like actually what I just experienced was actually new for me as well, because I actually hadn't experienced it or the AI agent in that context of actually trying to support somebody.
Yeah,
and
it's cool.
I have to agree, like it was very empathetic, it's very empathetic, which is actually what's necessary for the business case as well, because we've got PI attorneys, and it's very important that the agent is empathetic at the same time. It can't just be
I loved it that the agent was like, well, have you thought about what you'd want to experience with your partner? And you're like, I just want to leave. But it tried. You know what I mean? It was a good come from. I liked it.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna show Chris. I'm sure it'll be exciting, and I'm really so Blacklight Gold. Well, let me just like talk about that for a second. So we sell everything B2C. We use Amazon to fulfill everything. I guess putting it on the website would help with people that have questions. And then can we turn it into something that, like, if I fed in health food stores in South Florida locally, that would or should carry this? Would it call them, or what? Like, what could we do?
Yeah.
Blacklight Gold.
So what's ironic is that before I even met Nick and Chris and Chris's amazing wife Lori, I did not even I purchased this product, and then I met him and I'm like, and I realized it was their product. I'm like, holy cow! I still have my refrigerator. Yeah, it's a great product.
So yeah, we make a lot of this. So it's all by hand, all natural stuff, no powders and stuff. So yeah, we want to expand it. We can't make enough of it. That's the only issue is labor. And we've been making more of it. So if we had something that was calling local stores and creating extra sales, I think it'd be awesome. It'd definitely be worth it.
Yeah, I mean, so we've done experimenting with outbound.
Yeah.
Outbound calls isn't like the success rate on the pickup rate is fairly low. Which is why on the messaging side, we kind of go like, there's a generation that's just gotten used to like messaging. And but there are kind of like strict regulations on outbound.
Got it.
But from the technology side, it's all possible, right?
Yeah.
So if you had a list of 100 telephone numbers, right?
Yeah.
That bot could be making that telephone call to all 100 in a minute, or sending a message to all 100 in a minute.
But then I remember you saying too, just putting this on your website is going to help conversions and stuff, right?
Absolutely. You don't. This is what I'm trying to show you. You don't need this anymore. You don't need this opt-in at all. It's all going to be. It's all an agent. If you look at our website, look, like it's all an agent. This replaced. Get a quote. I used to have a box up here. Get a quote. Get my free lead magnet. No, I just want people to engage with us.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I took all our emails, right? All our forms.
Yeah.
The moment you come on it, like you come onto the site, you can ask the question, right? So as opposed to like even looking for pricing, I find myself doing that a lot, right? Like I'll find a site, I'll go to the chat widget, ask about pricing, right? Like you're just able to engage at that point. So there's almost like no reason to even browse through the site and then try to collect my information and all of that. And so from a business standpoint, I got the bot going so far to answer all the technical questions so that I just see my calendar fill up, because the bot, after it's qualified, right, it gives them my calendar link. So I just hop on calls all day, and I don't have an intake team. I'm never going to have an intake team.
That's awesome. All right, cool. Well, then I'm going to be building one for that as well. So again, thank you guys.
Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, man. You know how to reach us.
Thank you. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks, Ass. Bye, guys.
Later. See you next.
Bye.
All right. Yeah, really cool. Awesome. So we're wrapping. We got 2 minutes left. Yeah, I mean, let me know if anybody has any questions. I mean, we just covered a lot, and we still got 10 people on. I mean, I don't know how to better demonstrate like what's possible than to just do that, and yeah, I mean, I think that it was a really good it was a great topic. I think it was it really did show to me like what's possible in terms of the amount of empathy that the AI agent can have from a coaching standpoint, especially with a sensitive issue like you brought up. I mean, and I loved how it referenced ACIM because that's the context you put in the prompt.
Yep.
Yeah,
so, and it has a concept of it already.
Yeah.
Right? So it's almost like, we didn't just create the AI right then and there in 10 minutes. Like we connected it with the smartest person in a way that has read through all of human knowledge on the internet.
Yeah.
And I would bring up like these calls are really interesting and it's interesting to me because I want to see how the business owner starts thinking about the application of it, because I think we are at level 0 creativity right now in terms of putting out products, right? Because that first stage, people are just thinking about, hey, here's all the stuff that I don't want to do, that I hire people to do.
Yeah.
But what's way more interesting is here's all the things I've only dreamed of, but now that you've opened up this possibility, I'm going to start thinking of all these ideas. And we're going to learn as we go. Every use case for this, like, we're still building things left and right. So don't think of it as a replacement, but as there's just going to be this new era of possibilities for businesses, the same way that internet and social media was, right? There's a replacement aspect of it, but the vast majority was in the 90% that this now enabled. And how do we tackle that?
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree. We're just at the very beginning of this onslaught of AI agents and onslaught. I mean, like, it's great. I welcome it because that's the question is are you going to welcome it as a business owner? Are you going to stay ahead of the curve, or are you going to be lagging behind? It's right at 3:00, so I want to wrap it up. If anybody has any questions, you can text the word or just text to 619-304-5155. You'll be able to engage with the AI agent there. You can go to our school community as well. School.com/local lead labs if you want to learn more about generating an extra $100,000 or more for your business and creating a business that you absolutely love, because you're managing fewer people. The people that you're managing are using their skills for a higher and better purpose, and all the other things can be taken care of by AI agents. And it's coming whether we want it or not. I mean, there's so the question is do you want to adapt as a business owner? Because I'm telling you, you're going to be competing with businesses that are going to be 2, 3, 4 times as profitable as your business, and it's going to be really tough to compete in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, and offering a lot more value, to the end user, to the prospect, right? So that's the game that you're trying to up, is how much value you can create for people even before they become a client or a customer.
Yes, and that starts at the very entrance. That's why I started just reeling all the way back. Like, I started 2 years ago down this path with AI agents because I had a problem. Phone calls were not being answered that I was sending to businesses, and so that's the problem that I searched to find a solution to, and I found one. And now that's just the entry level. It's the voice and the messaging that people are sending to your business to engage with you, that can be taken by the AI agent, that can be handled by the AI agent. And then once somebody gets their questions answered, like what happened with me when I was looking for what you offered, which is messaging for AI, and I found you because you're using an AI agent. It was like complete inception, because you were using an AI agent on your website, and I spent so much time on the site, you were ranking higher on Google. Google valued your website as being more valuable, and it was, because time equals value. And so people that say that AI agents, don't create value, I just hang up when it's an AI agent. That's not what I experience. I mean, that's not based on results. Anyway, yeah, let us know if you have any questions. Like I said, S and I, if you're really wanting to do an enterprise level, deployment for your business or a business that you know of, let us know. We'd love to help you deploy conversational or voice AI agent first, and then deploy other agents to every other aspect of your business. So thanks, S.
All right, thanks, Ryan.
You bet.
You're everyone.
All right.
All right.
Talk soon.
Bye.